Okay.
Yep. Waiting on you, Jaeger. Waiting on you.
Okay.
I will say we do love your product, though, regardless. You know, I just told you that you got to ramp up the game.
What?
All right. Excuse me. So what we have not done is talk about our children's stories. So we're going to start with a couple classics from the youngest. So our youngest is very unique in all ways. Great kid. So interesting though.
Interesting. That's an interesting word. Interesting.
So there are a couple of specific stories that we're going to share, and one of them is our youngest has always been very curious, inquisitive, also hands-on, mechanically, inclined, taking things apart, maybe not putting them back together, knows how, but doesn't do it, right? Would you say that? Okay. Anyways, so all sorts of stories that lead up to this, but I'm going to talk about the loppers, the big giant tree trimmers. Yeah. So one day, Matt comes in the house, shaking his head from the garage, shaking his head. I'm like, what's wrong? And he says,
I found some loppers in the freezer outside. We have a big, stand-up freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I found the loppers in the freezer.
And then he said, why? And I'm like, have you not met our kid?
I know who put them in there.
Right, the youngest. Right, okay. So we ask about it. I mean, it's not like the loppers got damaged, and regardless, it wouldn't have mattered. It's their loppers. They can be replaced. But the response was, I wanted to see if they behaved differently when they were frozen. Like,
legit question.
I mean,
we're big on science around here.
Yes. Like, okay, I want to know how they handle, temperature change or whatever the case might be. Fast forward a couple years, and Matt's mom comes up, and her husband, they come up, and we're having margaritas in here, and we're talking about that and cracking up. So our youngest says, well, to be honest, I was going to blame it on the oldest, and then I realized, wow, that's not her MO. So that's why I said that I wanted to find out if the loppers.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not her MO. So that was one story. The next story. You know how when the science fair happens and all of a sudden your kid says, oh, science fair is tomorrow and here's what I'm supposed to do. And mom is in pajamas, bra is off, and suddenly has to put clothing back on to go to the store to get a lead nail, battery, and copper wire. Trucking along through Freddy's, pissed about this whole thing. What are you doing? Okay, don't. Okay, pissed about this whole thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm getting some ice cream. So I go by and I get some of those little ice cream sandwiches. So our youngest says, can I have one? And I said, no, you're the reason I'm getting them. A couple weeks go by, I finally remember they're there. I go to take one, a little bite out of it. And I said, call their name loudly. Okay, put it back, go to get the next one. Bite out of it. And at this point, kids out here, and the red laser mom lights are shooting out of my eyeballs. Kid goes running to the bedroom, keeps a chair in there for some reason, and now we know why. Like the cartoons, just puts that shit right up against the doorknob, and I am mad. And I'm not mad because of stupid ice cream, to be honest. I'm mad because the loophole finder. Did I say you could have one? No. Did I say you couldn't have a bite of every single one? Nope, didn't do that either. Kid's not stupid, but I was mad. So I, again, go hightailing it into the bedroom, break through the door's intact still, and I got the kid pinned. And he says, honey, I think you should leave the house. So I did. I left the house. Yeah, those are two prime examples of parenting this particular kid. Got to admit, kind of smart.
Okay.
Yeah, smart. Okay. What?
Now just figure out what we're going to toast to.
To the youngest
The
one.
younger spawn.
We still haven't got it right.
Only once.